All right. Hello, everybody. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, been stuck in this chair since 8 p.m. Bulgarian time. So, with that being said, this is more like pretty much we're talking about straight 8 hours sitting on this chair. We had a great chat over the Facebook. We were 5 people in there, uh, and I love it. I love it when we have this great talks, because through the great talks, we actually evolved. That's what the philosophers were arguing over the age of the years. And they were looking and seeking the truth. That's what the philosophy is about. And with that being said, in there, uh, it's good when you see different point of views of informations, of opinion, but there is also a mutual respect in there, and bringing up the challenges to go forward, challenges to move up, challenges to break old thinkings and keep on going forward. So with that being said, thank you so much for everyone. Little personal things is because I'm still in distort from within my biology clock. I don't know where to sleep. I know where to go to bed. It is really awkward with my body. I'm all over the place. I'm want one thing, and then all of a sudden my body shuts me down. So if you miss me on a certain points, at certain days, in certain situations, you guys have to understand I'm trying to readjust to some kind of like traffic, kind of like a graphic traffic and so on with everything. If you need to talk to me and so on, and it doesn't happen, I'm sorry, guys, but you can't. I'm still trying to get in this. But talking about the energies tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is in about 4 hours from now, if you're in Europe and so on, the energies is going to be intense. And what I want to say is this: is that Pluto, your transformations, is going to be opposing Mars, but at the same time, Mars is getting close to Lilith. Usually, that's talking about a human interventions of Lilith. It's kind of like creates problems, trouble, situations. So today, be very mindful of who telling you what before you find the truth in your own self, before you do anything in yourself, before you get into this, okay, make sure you know the truth from within. Don't say, I did not warn you. Be careful of you with human interventions that they trying to avenge, revenge, or they trying to do something that is not their job in there. They're doing it for some their own personal reasons. Okay. Because in 11 o'clock in the morning, there's going to be some very highly intense energies, and people will see the energies to do that, but also they want to experience it to do it right now at that moment of time. So be mindful about this. But the good part here is that over the days later on, we are going to have a lot of divine interventions. So this is going to be kind of like an instant karma situations. So please do not create anything that you don't want to be created to you. Okay, because right now the energies are very strong and they're working instantly. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is like I'm gonna be put you on the site up here, and I'm gonna be going dive in into the chart. So if you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, okay, midheaven it's together with Pluto, and that is opposing Lilith and Mars, who are actually joining together. Usually Mars and Lilith, one of them come together. This is like not a good combination. So this is like a spark and a bomb. All you need is a action. So with that being said, they are actually squaring Jupiter, which is the lack of growth, lack of transformations, lack of energies is in there. So Mars right now can really be acting crazy for within. But if Mars doesn't act crazy, Lilith can go to Mars and it's like, hey, come on, make this, do this, go with this, and so on. And because this is in the family, be mindful about family matters. This could be that Mars is fed up within the family, and all of a sudden, it's kind of like a destroy things from within itself. Looking at on this, the ascendant at 90 degrees is going to be together with the 18 degrees in Taurus with Uranus. That is going to be a sudden changes. These sudden changes could be a sudden change who's like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this. I have to following my divine path. I have to look at the love. That is going to come from Venus. It's been in divine energies with Pluto, divine transformations in the feminine, which is today. Venus is going to be transitioning into Cancer. She's going to go in the family. This is when the spouse wants to be so feminine, but Mars is fed up because of something goes on wrong. And that is coming because of that Lilith Mars conjunctions. This is going to be a test for some of you not to interfere between Venus and Mars, what's going on. This is what I'm saying. Be careful of third party is going in and doing things within your personal relationships. You also not to do that to others, okay? Because the karma is going to be instantly work it out, and you're going to see it through the day. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, midheaven goes into Aquarius. There's going to be a squares towards the sun and Mercury retrograde in there, and Jupiter. This is going to be power in there, but the moon, there is a at Sag, is going to be acting on these divine energies. It's like, you know what? Before you do anything, look at it, these divine energies. I am your intuitions. Don't act of actions of revenge, avenge, and so on. But look what could be the consequences within the spirit. So basically, at 7 o'clock in the morning, you're going to have this. Uh, you're going to have this warning coming into you. It's going to tell you there is things that are going to happen today when you listen to the divine energies. Hey, Matthew, thank you for coming in. And you know what, brother, I enjoyed our astrology talk, and thank you for the help you did for me. I gladly appreciate it. And looking at this, the ascendant is at 7 degrees of Gemini. That is going to be opposing the moon. You're going to see that oppressing that energy. But the intuitions inside of you has to be more louder and more stronger within this. The divine energies of transformations from within you, if you listen it within, love can conquer everything on these positions. But there is a lot of squares. Yeah, you're welcome. And yes, exactly. That's what we are helping to each other when we need to see things. And I'm so glad, Matthew, that we have a very great relationships as a colleagues, as astrologers, and I value that. Okay. Talking about that, people don't see outside of that. And if Mars begins to be in his divine energies, Mars is going to see the wrong visions of this Lilith. He's going to look at that visions, which is that's going to be Mars trinic Neptune and Neptune sextile Pluto. And he's going to change. This is the growth within these masculine energies. Otherwise, the regular Mars is going to be like, oh, if that's what really is, do you know if that's true or not? Maybe that's a lies, and someone makes you acting on upon a lies or something that maybe is not true. That's what you have to be very careful when Lilith is right now within Cancer. Okay, because right now we are going to have Mars and Venus. They are in Cancer, they are in the family. That is it within the family situations. And it could be a great test specifically for Mars, for the masculine energies, because right now Venus, she is learning these energies with Pluto to transform. She's on a journey to transform herself when that feminine energies inside. She's gonna get her test later on. Okay, we already talked to Matthew that when the Venus and Mars they're gonna go equally going into Leo. This is gonna be, oh yeah, you guys gonna see it like in a month we're talking about. But for right now, it is about you to gain the knowledge so you don't act like this in a month from now. Okay, that's what this is. The energy at 8 o'clock in the morning, the ascendant is going to be with Venus. That is going to be the focus within the love. It's a beautiful trines with midheaven and Saturn. That is one of the lessons I learned. Venus is learning her divine transformations, and everything goes according to the plan. But if you don't transform, you lose the visions of that transformations because ascendant and Venus they are squaring Neptune, kind of like you are blindfolded. You're looking at like, oh yeah, you're in this energy, but you don't know. But if you transform, you seek the things inside of it because through the divine energies from Venus and the ascendant going into Pluto, you transform that. And Pluto sextile in Neptune, you actually see the beauty of the visions that others don't. And that visions they are entwined with Mars, and you have incredible balance between Venus within divine connections through transformations, through the right visions with its counterpart Mars. They're in the same positions. So Venus is at 29 degrees 53 minutes within Gemini. She's moving, she's transitioning, but you're gonna feel that energy of softness, cariness. That is it, the beauty, the love inside of you as a feminine energy. And those who are transitioning on that, they're using these divine energies. They're gonna be blessing inside of them within midheaven, 29 degrees of Aquarius divine energies with Mars. You have this power to look at it, that rebellion from within you, to stop doing the wrongdoings, to stop listening to third parties, to stop listening to the serpent. Okay? You to go ahead and cut the serpent heads off, and it's like, you know what? I don't need to hear this. I don't need all this crap. I don't need all this shushu mushu situations inside of it. Okay? And that is gonna be within the day. It's gonna be fuel in there from the energies. So 9 o'clock it's coming. The ascendant goes at 7 degrees at Cancer. That is gonna be beautiful trine with Saturn. That is gonna be coming into you. It's like, hey, lessons is coming to you. The moon is squaring Saturn and Neptune. That tells you you kind of like, you're not ready for this. You're not restricting yourself. Your intuition is just like seeing the right things, but you're not doing it. Okay? Because when the moon is squaring Saturn, that is when the intuitions cannot penetrate the rings of Saturn. She's not ready. She's not developed. What does she needs to do in order to get all these energies? The moon, it is actually in yacht between the ascendant and Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is sextile with Saturn. Communications is the key. So once you learn how to communicate with Saturn, Saturn is going to tell you the secrets that you don't know. Okay, but don't trust the people, trust the energies from within, because that Lilith that is together with Mars in Cancer is actually opposing these transformations. There's going to be a people who's going to be pushing against you because they cannot transform. Usually that's what Lilith does in Cancer in the family. Okay, because she needs the attentions to herself. All right, midheaven is in Pisces, very beautiful positions, very beautiful trines with Mars, very beautiful sextile with the conjunctions of the Sun and Uranus. You're gonna feel this sudden changes of authority, but authority of what? Authority of you listening to the universe. This is going to be a test for some of you who have not been listening to the universe, who have not been doing the right things. Because what? Where they are in Taurus, in the earth, into the material world possessions. It's like, you know what? I need to do this, I need to do that. Maybe not the right time for actions, but I have to go ahead and listen, because right now the sun and Uranus, they are in a very beautiful sextile with Mars, action times, but action times of divine perspective with in Mars, not of these destructive energies of Mars that you not create anything, you actually destroy it, because Mars isn't square with Jupiter. This is a path of the self destructive from within yourself, because you have not transformed with the oppositions between Pluto and Mars. But during on these conjunctions that it's going to be in the next few days with the Sun taking with Uranus, take your leap of faith within the universe as an authority. Put the universe in the authority from within, not somebody else, not something else. The universe, and following the universe guidance, because that's what this is. The universe want to create heaven on earth. That's what is in Taurus. So at 10 o'clock, this energy there is going to be focused within Mars. What is the masculine does? What is this masculine energy? Is you're going to feel like the pressure around Mars. It's coming. There's going to be a lot of opposite part in there with the Sun and Uranus towards Mars. It's like the universe is asking you, please don't do what you think you see you have to do. Don't get the things that you need to revenge. Don't get into this. All you're going to do is going to destroy things, and you're going to destroy yourself. Okay, this is what this energy it is talking about. This at this time, midheaven is in trine with Mars, is also helping in there in Mars to calm himself down, because of what the energies are incoming in there. Midheaven is an Aries squaring Venus. That is like you don't see the love. That is the one that some of the people, they're not going to see the love, they're going to see the revenge. And then they're going to feel sorry after destroyed everything in themselves. So here at 11 o'clock, energies that I'm referring into today. The ascendant is going to be at 2 degrees of Leo. So we are having a ascendant, we have a Lilith, and we have a Mars that's squaring midheaven, Jupiter, North Node, Mercury. We are talking about a lot of squares and intense energies at this hour. Please refrain from any actions, any aggravated visions that you should be doing later on. Okay, because that energy, it is too strong. We are talking about 12 squares between Aries and Cancer and Leo. We are talking about a lot of intense energies that people will experience in this time. This is usually when you do things or you say things that you feel sorry during a Mercury retrograde. This is a actions that you think you're doing good, but you actually never knew the truth, and you're doing really bad things. So please, guys, refrain from any activity that is not right, not feel good, and don't go there to between other people's situations, because you may be gonna find yourself in a tough situations in there. The divine energies are gonna be working. The moon is telling Mercury retrograde what you should do. This is usually the time when the people don't listen to the moon, don't listen to their intuitions, don't listen to that Mercury retrograde. People are angry, agitated, and so on. And is please, as I said, take my advice for it. So at 12 o'clock, the ascendant goes into Leo. Midheaven, it's with the North Node. That is the hour that actually you may feel like your destiny is not right. You didn't get the right things from your destiny. You did not transform. The others didn't transform for you. This is it. When a Mars is like, I didn't get the family. I thought that this is gonna be as a family, but it's not, and so on and so on. It can go back and forward all day long. All you need is a little spark from Lilith and someone with, telling you a few things that you should not tell you in the family. And here you go. Mars, it goes poof. Houston, we have a problem. Yeah. And please, don't self-sabotage your destiny from within. Don't reacting in those energies, because the ascendant that is at 13 degrees of Leo is squaring the sun, the authority, and is squaring Uranus. And at the same time, this energy is also is going to be squaring Mercury retrograde. Talking about this because most of these energies right now through the day, they are going to be intense. Those are energies, those are squares, because right now Pluto is squaring Jupiter, midheaven, the north node. Okay, you're basically going to be learning to self. If you're not transformed, then lack of transformation is going to lead you to need of transformations. But the only way you're going to be transformed is what? Through Venus, through the power of love. Midheaven and the North Node sextiling Venus, and Venus is in divine energy directly to Pluto. Through love, you're going to transform everything inside of you. So here is at 1 o'clock. That is going to be the focus. The work that you're going to do is actually putting the authority within yourself with the universe. This energy is going to be working directly with Mars. Okay, be careful with this, because maybe you have conflict with authority or authority figures, or situations that you need to fix from within your own self. Ascendant is at 25 degrees of Leo. You're going to be paying attention to this ending of Leo. Okay, there's a lot of Leo's lessons at the end. That is going to be when the Mars and Venus within the next month or so, they are going to be transiting there, but they're going to learn the bad stuff first. They're going to make the mistakes first. And at the end, they're going to gain the wisdom of how they need to react. But it's going to get the glimpses right now with this, because the ascendant at 25 degrees, it is a beautiful divine energies with Neptune. It's going to give you to your mind. It's like, hey, be mindful, be wise, be caring in side of those energies. So 2 o'clock it's coming. Midheaven, it's a 3 degrees of Sag. The moon doesn't have anymore this divine energies there within the authority. It's stopping. There is these oppositions directly with the midheaven. You're gonna go against your intuition, and your intuition is gonna be like, this is wrong, that is situations, and so on and so on. Well, the intuition is going to tell you this is what you need to work on it. That is what you need to work on it. And why the heck you're opposing this? Who gave you that authority within? So with that been going in, there's going to be a time for these expressions, and during those expressions, don't send nastygrams, because usually when at the moon it is in Sag, oh my God, the words that comes in, if that is not a good aspects in there, they can be a very, yeah, not proper. That's what I'm saying. Don't send a nasty grams, nasty messages in there to express your unhappiness. The only happiness you should supposed to express is your love of transformations that you go through these processes. And you're gonna find maybe others don't like those processes because they're not theirs, but it's yours, your expressions in there. Okay, that's what that Lilith Mars conjunctions now can create a lot of issues from within. Okay. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, on the afternoon, the ascendant is at 19 degrees in Virgo. Midheaven is at 17 degrees of Gemini. It's still gonna be opposing the moon. Moon it's squaring Saturn, and that is usually when this intuition is not gonna work anymore. Why? Eating at the right key, eating at the right situations. What is the key? The key is Ankh, or the love, the power of love within. You have to go through Venus in order to get to these feminine energies within the family. That is coming because of this beautiful trine of Venus with Saturn, this beautiful divine energy of Venus with Pluto, this beautiful sextile between Jupiter, the North Node, with Venus. You're going to feel this destiny of love inside of you. Trust that love, not something else or someone else. And here comes at 4 o'clock. This time the midheaven is together with Venus. Actually, the work that we just talk about it is coming within you. Right now, the moon is in divine energies with the universe, with Uranus. She's right there. Sudden changes. That's what the power of the universe interventions will begin. Midheaven together with Venus. Those are double divine energies towards Pluto. It's like, here we go, transform. And Pluto says, like, here we go. I'm giving you more boost of these divine energies inside of it. Because I know you put the love within the family. The love in the family can heal everything inside. But with the moon be in and divine energies with Uranus. Uranus is sextiling Mars. That is a one of the universe. It creates the environment to calm down Mars from within. How it calms down though? He sees the visions, the clarity of what the right things is and what he needs to transform, which goes to Pluto. But who is in divine double divine energies with Pluto? Venus. So as you see it, you have two choices. What are you going to do? Destructions or creations through transformations? Very powerful, very powerful. There is a divine interventions within all these energies. The next hour, which is going to be at 5 p.m., midheaven is in Cancer. It's a double divine energies because it creates yacht with the moon. That is the time when your intuition is going to tell you, hey, are you verified this? Did you look this? Think over again before you act. Looked again. Don't look anything else. This is like a last warning before the midheaven, the Mars and Lilith come together. This is like, please don't refrain from these actions. And at this time, the Uranus is going to be very effective within this. And at 6 o'clock, that is going to be kind of like the peak of the energies of this. You're going to be put into this ascendant of Libra, but that ascendant of Libra is going to be like the desire of justice. But what justice? In order to make a justice, you have to know the both sides. Do you know the both sides? You probably do not. You may be acting from only a one-sided of point of view. So the ascendant at 25 degrees, it is actually opposing Jupiter, which is opposing the growth. It squares midheaven, Lilith, and Mars, putting more intense energies within this. The ascendant at 25 degrees is also squaring Pluto, a lack of that transformations. So what is going to be in order to maintain the balance inside? The divine energies with Neptune. And Neptune, it has three trines towards Mars, Lilith, and the midheaven. And also, Neptune is sextiling Pluto. Pluto is divine energies with Venus. As you see it, the thing inside of you is the choices are you going to take from within yourself. And there is going to be a lot of help giving from the moon that is in divine energies with Uranus towards Mars. So please learn it to be a divine masculine because you're going to be tested when a Mars entering Leo. You will. Oh, yes, you will. So later on at 7 o'clock, midheaven goes into Leo, 14 degrees. That is going to be some squares towards Uranus, the Sun, and also the Mercury retrograde in there. Ascendant is at 6 degrees of Scorpio, opposing the North Node, Mercury retrograde, and Jupiter is the same time. And that is a lack of the growth, lack of the situations. Really, is that as a good choices? Actually, not. You're going to be going into the darkness to find the light inside of you. And what is the light? Venus is at 0 degrees of Cancer. That is a trining Saturn at 5 degrees of Pisces. Saturn, 5 degrees of Pisces, is trining the 6 degrees ascendant. It's a beautiful time for emotions to be expressed in the right way, without intensity, without aggravations, without anything else but pure love in there. Because you transforming that pure love in family inside from within you. So at 8 o'clock there, the midheaven goes at 29 degrees of Leo. There is a yacht created between Pluto and Neptune. This is going to be preview. If you're passing the test, you're going to be tested later on when the Mars and Venus are passing in the end of the stages in there. Because guess what? The both time when the Mars it's going to be crossing from Leo to Virgo in that area, Lilith is going to be with him. But it's the same time is when the Venus is going to be there, Lilith is going to be there. So that third personality, that outside interference in the relationship is going to be there, but it's going to begin now. That's it. It's why you got to be very careful who you put into your own relationships between you and your significant other, who you put in the relationship at work between you and your boss, who can actually steer the pot just to take your positions in there between you and your boss. Who is there? Someone in the shadow, right? So be mindful what all this is. And with that being said, the ascendant there isn't Scorpio, it's trining Mars. And I mean, Mars, if he finds out what the truth is, God bless you, Lilith. Okay. So that is it coming in because of the direct oppositions from the ascendant with the authority in Uranus in there. You're going to be facing that authority, but the right authority is going through Mars, who creates the actions. So it's you who going to decide what kind of actions you are going to take. But the midheaven, the inner work that it's there, is going to be tied up to that transformations of Venus and that visions that are with Neptune. So at 9 o'clock p.m., the ascendant begins at 0 degrees of Sag. Midheaven is in Virgo. Beautiful trines there with the authority and Uranus. There is a beautiful divine energies from the moon right now going on. There is a beautiful yacht on the ascendant created with what? With Jupiter and Venus. In the end of the day, if you choose the love, if you choose everything, love wins at the end of the day. There is a lot of divine energies that are going to be playing with because the energy of the growth, which is Jupiter, goes into the ascendant. From the ascendant, that energy goes into Venus as a divine energy. That divine energy is going into Pluto to transform. So you're understanding what you need to transform. You're transforming the love from within you. It shows what you did. And through the visions of what you did, you grow, you evolve inside of you by not acting improperly of those intense energies. So later on at 10 o'clock, the ascendant is going to be together with the moon. There is going to be 4 divine aspects between ascendant, moon, sun, and Uranus in there. gonna be very close to each other. But midheaven is at 2 degrees of Libra in divine energies with the North Node. You fix your destiny. You overcome intense situations. You overcome things inside. If you did not, if you choose to act negatively, you destroys the love, because midheaven and Libra, it is squaring Venus. The midheaven, it is opposing Neptune. You got the wrong visions and you create the wrong balance. But if you did it right, the divine energies will let you know inside of you by maintaining that balance within yourself. Because midheaven, there is a 2 degrees of Libra. It is actually a very beautiful trine with Pluto that is at 0 degrees 21 minutes in Aquarius. As you see it, that evolutions that you did in love will pay it off. You will pay off. And talking about at the end, at 11 o'clock p.m., divine energies are really blessing you. What is it cooking at 11 o'clock, though? What is that divine energies interventions? Midheaven at 18 degrees, 18 minutes in Libra. That is a double divine energies towards Uranus and the Sun. You put the universe in charge. The ascendant, a little bit under the Moon, it's again with divine energies towards the Sun and Uranus. And all those energy of the ascendant in the Moon, they're in divine energies with Lilith and Mars. You passed your test. You passed that divine energy test. You did your job. If not, then you are going to feel these destructions of balance. You're going to be feeling this intense energy. You're going to feel the self-sabotage, and you didn't do your work. You didn't transform. But if that was involved with something, the divine is going to put that projections inside of you. And you're going to feel around 11 o'clock how the divine is coming over to create the peace and the balance inside. Because the midheaven is also sextiling the moon, the emotions that needs to be expressed within the universe, or the universe expressing what you should have learned in your authority and your intuitions inside of you. So, guys, that's what it was, the Astro Gravitational Report. If you have any questions, now it's time to ask. If not, we can just go ahead and close the Astro Gravitational Report. And hopefully, pretty soon, I'm going to be having some kind of like a balance, because of right now, I mean, I can go to sleep in the next 7 hours and I don't know when I'm going to be waking up. It is what it is. I begin to, you know, yeah, that's what happens when you have so many energies inside of you, and it is what it is. Oh, you're welcome, Matthew, and thank you. Thank you for the great talks again. All right, guys, let's share the love and the light, and I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm gonna be okay to giving you the astro gravitational report, and please refrain from actions. Okay, if you feel agitated, anger, aggravated, and so on, please stay put, stay cool, go out, have a rest, take a cold shower if you have to. If you have to, just get a sleeping pill and go to sleep. If you have to call work and tell, like, you know what, I just don't feel good today, you will save yourself a lot of troubles. All right, guys, love you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.